Okay, so here's the thing. My mom passed away very peacefully 1 year ago today, October 5th, 2016. And I must confess, the fact that her passing was peaceful is truly a comfort for those of us who loved her most, because frankly, her daily struggles brought a lot of heartbreak to us all. I know that may not sound right to hear. It doesn't feel great to say, but I'm speaking specifically of the heartache involved with loving someone whom you'd so often feel like you could do so little to help. And I know my mom's heart ached for the exact same reasons, because my mother's mental health was something she would discuss with me very intimately. My mother had a lot of light in her, but she was also haunted by some very dark clouds, because among her many afflictions, my mother lived with both obsessive compulsive and bipolar disorders. Losing my mother when I did was a shock for me, and her untimely end is indeed a tragedy. But a month or so later, when her death certificate arrived mixed in with all of her holiday mail, I can't say I was surprised to have her cause of death confirmed. Multiple drug use interaction, polypharmacy. My mother died of a prescription drug overdose at the age of 59. Now, remarkably, it was the line underneath her cause of death on the certificate that I just haven't been able to shake since. Manner of death. Accident. Well, I'm sorry, but I just don't believe that life hands us accidents. I believe my mother's death was certainly unintentional. She was preparing herself that morning to go on one of her favorite excursions with one of her favorite people. And also that week, she had just had huge rays of sunshine bursting through storm clouds that had been hanging over her the last couple weeks. And also, she had promised her mother she would never do that. So I know my mom had no intention of taking her life that day. But I'm here to tell you, she simply lost her purpose. My mother's abiding scripture was always 1 Corinthians 10:13. There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation make a way to escape, that you may be able to bear it. Well, the medicine drawer next to my mom's bed had become exhaustive. It was overwhelming. It was definitely unsafe. And I knew it. And my grandma, my aunt, my mom knew it. It's heartbreaking. But clearly her temptations had become too much for her to bear. It felt like there was nothing common about my mom, and the reality is that she had been provided a way to escape. So, in the process of working through her daily rituals, she tragically lost her purpose, and her flame was extinguished. It was simply snuffed out, and she was called home by her faithful maker. As an artist and a storyteller, searching for the poetry that life hands us, and death, apparently, is just one of the many ways I cope. It comforts me. But I just don't believe life hands us accidents. And so I have my mother's death certificate glued to the inside of my medicine cabinet. No joke. I mean, because basically, well, I'm just not a tattoo person, to be honest, and that's exactly what it is, to me, anyhow. An unavoidable reminder that there are no accidents in this life. Everything has a purpose and a meaning, otherwise it simply ceases to exist. Did you know that since 1990, the first week of October has been dedicated to National Mental Health Awareness? Because I didn't know that. but that is the week that my mother's battle with her mental health ended, regardless. And do you know what October 10th is? Well, it's the day that I buried my mom, but I wouldn't expect any of you to know that. Do you know what else it is? It's also World Mental Health Day. And I never knew that. I didn't know a thing till a day or two after my mom's funeral, and we were in the airport. I overheard something on the news about it and caught the date and had to pause and look it up to confirm. Sure enough, I buried my mom on World Mental Health Day. So if that isn't some button of meaning and purpose in all of this to conjure some intention for awareness on her behalf, I don't know what stronger charge she could have left me. So I promise it is in her honor that I've shared this with you today. And I so appreciate any of you who have taken the time and held this space so that I could share a part of my heart, so I can have the opportunity to heal and to grow. And I would just encourage all of you to find a way to engage in the mental health awareness campaigns that are happening right now. Now, I'm not a YouTube star that can point you in all the right online directions and all that, but Google stuff, right? That's always a great place to start these days. Please find a way to try and get involved with helping remove the stigma surrounding our mental health. For I believe that's truly the essence of our soul. And more importantly, as someone who struggles maintaining my own mental health, please consider doing me this favor. Why don't you just share some part of yourself with someone else this week? And I mean, literally, sharing is caring. And I know most often it can be scary being vulnerable, but when we allow ourselves to feel like no one will understand our circumstance, that is when the darkness starts to creep in. But when we offer up something to someone else, it most often compels them to give something in return. And then we can begin to relate and connect. And when we feel connected, we feel less alone. Together, we are the common man. Our burdens are lightened, and together we suffer less. And we can help each other rise above the temptations that loom over us all at times. So please, be brave this week and step into the light. For me, for my mom, for humanity. Share something with someone else. Share a piece of you. Share something about someone you love, or with someone you don't even know. And if you think my message could be of value to someone else, please consider sharing this video. Thank you. Namaste, my beautiful people.